All right, guys, letter 10. Letter 10 of the 38 letters from John D. Rockefeller to his son. Letter 10. Being loyal to oneself is of utmost importance. While one may deceive an enemy, deceiving oneself is never an option. This letter was written November 29th, 1899. Dear John, November 29th, 1899. About 125 years ago to the month. Are you in a better mood? If not, I think you need to know something. You need to know that in this world, the vast majority of people are not immune to a special force that can easily peel off the cloak that wraps our humanity and expose us completely to the sun and just delineates us on the pure and dirty plates so that all our defenses become pale and weak. No matter how clever we are, it is the test of our humanity, interests versus benefits. Are you in a better mood? If not, I think you need to know something. You need to know that in this world, the vast majority of people are not immune to a special force that can easily peel off the cloak that wraps our humanity and exposes completely to the sun and just delineates us on the pure and dirty plates so that all our defenses become pale and weak no matter how clever we are. It is the test of our humanity. Interest versus benefits. In other words, interest is a shadow that illuminates human nature. In front of it, all the essences related to morality and ethics will be revealed and unobstructed. Maybe you think my words are a little absolute, but this is what my experience tells me. In front of it, all the essences related to morality and ethics will be revealed and unobstructed. They're saying the important, like what you are interested in. I am not a human historian. I don't know what explanation they will give to explain the nobility and ugliness of people, but my life, of course, makes me firmly believe that interests seem to be invincible. And it can bring people, races, and countries who could have lived peacefully with one another together and make people deceive each other. And those scams, traps of defamation, slander, and vilification, as well as cruel and merciless, bloody battles and robber style plunder, you will find the shadows that are chasing interests. In this sense, it is more accurate to say that we are slaves of interests rather than masters of our own souls. I can assert that in this world, apart from God, there is no one who does not pursue profit. From the moment you step into interpersonal relationships, a protracted life game for profit begins. In this game, everyone is your enemy, including yourself. You need to fight against your weaknesses and against all the evils that build happiness on your pain. Therefore, when I saw through all this, I always adhered to a principle. I can deceive my enemy, but I never deceive myself. Fighting back at the enemy who is shooting me will never disturb my conscience. I can deceive the enemy, but I can never deceive myself. I'm going to quote that. It's amazing. I'm sure you heard that plenty of times. Fighting back at the enemy who is shooting at me will never disturb my conscience because you're not doing bad to anybody. You're just defending yourself. Son, please don't get me wrong. I don't intend to paint our world with an oppressive and suffocating gray. In fact, I long for friendship, sincerity, kindness, and all the beautiful emotions that can nourish my soul. And I believe in them. It must exist. However, it is a pity that in the market of chasing fame and fortune, it is difficult for me to get this land of satisfaction, and I often encounter betrayal and deception. To this day, I can still clearly remember the experiences of being deceived several times, which is unforgettable. The most painful deceit I experienced occurred in Cleveland. At that time, the oil refining industry was almost unprofitable due to overproduction, and many oil refiners had fallen into bankruptcy. Also, Cleveland is far away from the oil field, which means that compared with those refineries in the oil field, we had to pay a premium for the long distance transportation, which put ourselves in an unfair position. I am determined to change it. I want to acquire a large scale refinery that is struggling on the death line, forming a joint force and a unified action so that everyone's wallet will bulge. I told those refinery owners who were on the verge of bankruptcy that we are at a disadvantage in Cleveland and what we must do to protect ourselves together. I think my plan is very good. Please think about it. If you are interested, we will be happy to discuss with you. That's what he told them. So that's the end quote. Because of my kind wishes and strategic considerations, I bought many worthless factories. They are just like old rubbish, only worth throwing into the scrap iron pile. But some people are so evil, selfish, and ungrateful. After they got my money, they became enemies, unscrupulously tore up their agreement with me, made a comeback, bought equipment with money earned with my help. Returned to their old business and publicly blackmailed me, asking me to buy their factory. These people have asked me to do These people have asked me to be honest and buy their paralyzed factory. I did it. However, the results were distressing. At that moment, my mood was terrible, and I even blamed myself for being honest and kind. Otherwise, I would not be embarrassed and helpless. What is the most unacceptable is that in profit making games, today's friends will become tomorrow's enemies. What is most unacceptable is that in profit making games, today's friends will become tomorrow's enemies. This situation often happens, and my two church members have deceived me many times without restraining. For the sake of God, I do not want to count their sins, but I can tell you, I was shocked when I knew that I had been deceived by them. I do not understand why people who pray with me and swear religiously will want to abandon their pride, indulgence, and greed. How can they be so despicable? After all kinds of deceptions and lies, I told myself helplessly, you can only believe in yourself, and only in this way you will not be deceived. That's kind of sad, right? But he's talking about the game of making money. I know this kind of slightly hostile mentality is not good, but there are too many deceptions in this world, and guarding ourselves is an indispensable survival skill. Dealing with bastards will make you smart. Those evil teachers taught me a lot. If anyone wants to deceive me now, I guess it will be more difficult than crossing the Grand Canyon, because those demons helped me establish a set of rules for dealing with people. I think this set of rules will help you. Those demons helped me establish a set of rules. I only show my feelings when the situation is only beneficial to myself. I can let my opponent teach me, but I will never teach my opponent, no matter how much I know about it. Think twice about everything, no matter how others may urge. Do not act without making a full consideration. I have my own truth, only responsible for myself. Be careful of those who ask me to treat them sincerely. They want to reap benefits from me. I know that deception is only a strategy in a profit making game and cannot solve the problem. But I also know that games for profit are played day and night, so I must be vigilant from morning to night and understand. In this game, everyone is the enemy because everyone takes care of their own interests first, whether or not it is good for others. The important thing is knowing how to protect yourself and prepare for war anytime, anywhere. Son, what destiny gives us is not the wine of disappointment, but the cup of opportunity. Cheer up. What happened on Wall Street is nothing special. It is just that you believe in others too much. However, you need to know that a good horse will not fall twice in the same place. It's just interesting that even this guy's so rich, he's just jaded. Seems kind of innocent in a way. Like he just really wanted success, right? He tried to play the game the best way possible. And he still felt like, damn, they fucked him over. You need to know that a good horse will not fall twice in the same place. And a good horse will learn, he's saying. Love your father. And this is almost one of the best books on finance, really. And there's no numbers here.